going on, everybody? I'm your host, Stacey Cole Morgan, and you are listening to the Morgan Man Sports Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I have made a few little changes. As you can tell, I am uploading now my podcast on 2 separate days. Today, which you are hearing this right here, for the Atlanta Falcons part of the sports podcast, Falcon Friday is returning. And I have some fantasy picks for you guys, so definitely is going to be a good show. And on Thursdays, ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about Call of Duty League. So everything is switched around, still the same platform, just 2 separate days, 2 separate topics. No longer am I going to be talking about 2 topics on one single podcast episode. I'm just going to talk about one topic on one episode and make that just do like it is. So that way these SEO strategies can work better in that particular category. And guys, I cannot be much more happier to start bringing back 2 episode podcasts a week. It has been a while and I get 2 days off during the week, so why not do it? So without any further delay, let's get straight into today's action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so today I am bringing you my top 4 Atlanta Falcons fantasy football picks for the 2022 season. And guys, let me tell you, it's near about obvious to say for the least, but starting at number 1 is young Waku. So finding a kicker is certainly a low priority. However, young Waku is a valuable addition in the final rounds of a draft. Ku is coming off a season that saw the Atlanta kicker score 111 points, hitting all of his PAT attempts and hitting 27 of 29 of his field goals. Ku is without question one of the most reliable kickers in the game and will be drafted in the majority of leagues this season. The one downside to drafting Ku is obvious, despite the fact that he is an automatic. How many chances will he get with Atlanta, expected to often be trailing and playing from behind? The focus will be on touchdowns and leading to a lot of meaningless receiving yards, but how many kick attempts for Ku? So definitely young Waku is, I would say, at least a valuable player to pick from in that special teams category. Coming in at number 2, ladies and gentlemen, is the rookie himself, Drake London. Whether or not the Atlanta Falcons made the right decision drafting Drake London with the 8th overall pick will continue to be debated heading into London's rookie season. Atlanta has a recent history of doing a great job picking the right receiver, with Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and Kyle Pitts all being pass catchers. Atlanta has added recently in the first round. To be fair, there are questions surrounding London's health and ability to separate at the next level. Drafting Drake London should only be an option if your team has 2 starting receivers ahead of him. In the offense with Kyle Pitts and Cordell Patterson in his rookie season, there are reasons to wonder what level of production to expect from Drake London in his first season. However, London's size and potential makes him far too tempting not to draft in the later half of fantasy leagues as a stash or bench option. London finished last season with 1,084 receiving yards despite playing in only 8 games for USC. So yes, definitely if one of your top receivers in your fantasy league goes down, you definitely got Drake London at the disposal to go after that. Coming in at number 3, ladies and gentlemen, is Cordell Patterson. Falling not that far behind Kyle Pitts should be Atlanta Falcons utility man Cordell Patterson. Coming off a breakout season, Patterson should be drafted with a measured approach. The Falcons offense was simple last season. Cordell Patterson was making plays, or the Falcons were failing, to consistently move the football. I cannot speak today. While some slight regression should be expected, Patterson still carries a lot of value as a second or third option on a team. His value comes in the fact that he is going to score the football consistently and brings value as a receiver and a running back. So definitely you got a dual threat option right there in Cordell Patterson. And finally, coming in at number 4, ladies and gentlemen, is Kyle Pitts. The unicorn himself, just 1 year into his NFL career, Kyle Pitts has established himself as a top 10 tight end who will likely be taken in the top 5 at his position. Pitts' ability to make the explosive play or create a catch that shouldn't be there is what makes him so special and will help his production take another step forward this season. The one big complaint with Pitts last season was his inability to affect the team around the end zone. Much like Julio Jones' struggles with the Atlanta Falcons, there is no explaining why such a big and talented target finished the season with a lone 1 touchdown. You have to believe that will change this season, along with Kyle's ability to consistently impact the game. Though he finished the season with over 1,000 receiving yards, Pitts was inconsistent in his production. This is easily explained away, however, by the fact that Kyle was the primary option for Atlanta, leaving the opposing defense and putting a lot of tension on the rookie. With the additions in the receiver room, Pitts is going to have the benefit of a lot more help around him and a year of experience to improve. There isn't any question Kyle Pitts should be the first Atlanta Falcons player drafted in your fantasy league this season. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my fantasy picks right there for you guys to improve your fantasy league this season via the Atlanta Falcons. Definitely, again, Kyle Pitts should be your number 1 option whenever it comes to tight ends, I personally think, but if not, at least pick 2 or pick 3, but nowhere on that bench, because Kyle Pitts is definitely going to be a huge factor for the Atlanta Falcons this season. Drake London, definitely I would put on the bench. So that way it's just a backup scenario for everybody that is scared that their primary wide receiver is going to get hurt. Young Waku, again, special talent. He could basically kick the ball pretty much, and he does a damn good job at it, and you should definitely have Young Waku on your fantasy lineup. So, hey, having 3 players on your fantasy team is not bad at all, especially whenever it comes to the Atlanta Falcons, who a lot of people do overlook whenever it comes to fantasy football leagues. But guys, that is all the time I have for today's episode. I sure hope you did enjoy, and if you did, make sure to like button here on YouTube. Follow me on your preferred podcast platform, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Good Pod HQ, or wherever you get your podcast from. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, I, Cole Morgan, will catch you all later. Peace.